Hi there, welcome back to this week's edition of Get Me Right, your favorite deep dive show on stories contemporary and consequential for India. This week, like I always do, pick two, one domestic and one international. First up, in the light of the Tahawur Hussain Rana extradition, I go deep inside the psyche of the Pakistani deep state. General Asim Munir, the chief of the Pakistan Army, gave a speech in Islamabad that would help us connect the dots. I will try and show that Pakistan is a blot in the name of Islam and not the touchstone that General Munir sought to project. Second, the Tamil Nadu Assembly passed an autonomy resolution this week, something we used to hear only from Jammu and Kashmir till recently. Ironically, a resolution in J&K Assembly against the Waqf Act couldn't be passed, and 5 states have decided not to implement the law. In the backdrop of this unfortunate attempt that is being made to turn the center-state relations into another India-Pakistan kind of standoff, I explore the state of federal relationship between the union and the states in the country. Let's get going.
காலகட்டத்தில் மாநிலங்களின் உரிமைகள் ஒவ்வொன்றாக பறிக்கப்பட்டு மாநில மக்களின் அடிப்படை உரிமைகளையே ஒன்றிய அரசிடம் போராடி பெற வேண்டிய இக்கட்டான நிலையில் இருக்கிறோம் என்பதை வேதனையோடு இங்கே பதிவு செய்கிறேன். மாநிலத்தில் சுயாட்சி, மத்தியில் கூட்டாட்சி என்கிற பரந்துபட்ட கொள்கை முழக்கத்தினை தமிழ்நாடு தொடர்ந்து உறக்க முழங்கி வருகிறது. நாட்டிலேயே முதல் முறையாக ஒன்றிய மாநில அரசின் உறவுகளை குறித்து விரிவாக ஆய்வு செய்து 1971ஆம் ஆண்டு ராஜமன்னார் குழு தனது அறிக்கையை வழங்கியது. அந்த குழுவின் முக்கிய பரிந்துரைகளை 1974ஆம் ஆண்டு ஏப்ரல் 16ஆம் நாள் இதே சட்டமன்றத்தில் தீர்மானமாகவும் தலைவர் கலைஞர் நிறைவேற்றினார். 1983ஆம் ஆண்டில் சர்க்காரியா தலைமையிலான ஆணையம், 2004ஆம் ஆண்டில் உச்சநீதிமன்ற நீதிபதி பூஞ்சி தலைமையிலான குழு ஆகியவை அமைக்கப்பட்டு.
This was Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin announcing a committee to review center-state relations within the Union of India. The Assembly subsequently passed a resolution seeking greater autonomy for Tamil Nadu, the framework for which would be one of the terms of reference of the committee to be headed by former Supreme Court Judge, Justice Kurian Joseph. The committee has to submit an interim report by January next year, just in time for the elections, if timing was a giveaway for the objective behind the exercise. The last time an autonomy resolution was passed by a state assembly was in the 1990s in Jammu and Kashmir. The Tamil Nadu development came parallelly with at least 5 states, West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, announcing that they would not make new Waqf law operative in their respective jurisdictions. Taken together, this is a serious challenge to the federal arrangements enshrined in the Constitution and problematic at many levels. So bear with me as I unspool. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has been spearheading a campaign of sorts for the last few months to sharpen the north-south cleavage of Indian politics. From the issue of delimitation to the 3 languages formula, from the NEET exam to the release of Tamil fishermen from Sri Lankan custody, it has been a long list of issues picked up strategically by M.K. Stalin as he builds up to the 2026 election campaign for the DMK. The autonomy resolution is a piece with that state evangelism. Stalin is only drawing a leaf out of the book of his father, M. Karunanidhi, who had set up a similar committee in 1964. The Raja Mannar Committee, as it was called, submitted its report in 1971 and included proposals like transferring education and agriculture from the concurrent list to the state list so that only states had full control over these subjects. How fanciful is this idea can be gauged from the fact that the annual agricultural subsidy bill of the centre stands at over rupees 3 lakh crores, all of which goes to farmers of India. Schemes like the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi transfer about rupees 13,500 crores per annum to Tamil Nadu's poor farmers since 2018. If education was a state subject, as suggested by Stalin now, what would have come out of the IITs and IIMs set up by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, of which DMK ally, the Congress party, is so proud of? But the Congress junior partner in Tamil Nadu, like with most allies of the Indie bloc, would rather overlook this. But before I get into politics of all this, let us understand what the Constitution says. Article 1 of the Constitution says India, that is Bharat, is a union of states. There is a nuance there. India is a union which holds the states together. The states came about as an administrative arrangement, while the nation has existed for a millennia or more. A contrast would be, say, the United States of America, where states came together to form the union. No nation existed before that contract. That is the reason why the Constitution itself provides for a fluid restructuring of the federating units. The same arrangement due to which a Telangana could be carved out of an Andhra Pradesh, Uttarakhand out of Uttar Pradesh, Ladakh could be split out of Jammu and Kashmir, or for that matter to the times when the Madras Presidency could be rearranged into present-day states of South India, including Tamil Nadu itself. The point is that constitutionally, the federating units are a destructible part of an indestructible union. The trigger for Stalin's evangelism came about last week when the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Tamil Nadu, admonishing Governor R.N. Ravi for having pocketed as many as 10 bills duly passed by the Tamil Nadu Assembly. In an unprecedented decision, the apex court deemed those 10 bills as laws without the governor's assent. The move would go down as at par with the likes of Keshavananda Bharati and Golaknath cases in India's constitutional history. The judgment is a judicial pushback against what the court termed centralization of power. With its order, it was just restoring the democratic balance between the will of the state legislature and the centre's control via the office of the governor. The court invoked its extraordinary powers under Article 142 to ensure complete justice, even as this has attracted criticism from government quarters, with Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar terming it as a case of judicial overreach. Remember, the Stalin government got this unprecedented and extraordinary relief within the existing framework. With such remarkable fluidity and scope for innovation enshrined in the Constitution, is Stalin pushing the envelope too far just to win an election next year? Look at this ad. Stalin standing tall, quoting from figures of Centre's Statistics Ministry, projecting Tamil Nadu's great march to progress under his leadership. This fast-paced development obviously is happening because something is working. Let us look at federalism through budgets, for example, because ultimately it's about jousting for more funds. The size of the centre's budget for this year is rupees 35 lakh crores on the income side and rupees 50 lakh crores on the expenditure side, while that of states taken together is rupees 48 lakh crores on the revenue side and rupees 71 lakh crores on expenditure side. In addition to this, of course, as per the Finance Commission guidelines, Centre devolves 41% of its total receipts to states, which means another rupees 14.5 lakh crores or thereabouts for the states. Which also means then that the states taken together handle 37% more monies on the income side and 42% more on the expenditure side vis-a-vis the Centre. The beauty of this fiscal federalism does not end here. About 70% of the total monies flowing from the Centre to the states are through the structured constitutional mechanism of the Finance Commission. No scope of tinkering there. The remaining 30% comes through central sector schemes or centrally sponsored schemes, which are formulaic, thus leaving no lateral freedom to the Centre to influence or benefit ideologically aligned states, a charge made by the southern states against the Modi government. I did some number crunching, and the data shows a significant rise in the state's share of central taxes, grants, and total transfers over the years of the present government. In fact, for example, in 2010, during the UPA years, the states received rupees 1,64,832 crores from central taxes and total transfers amounted to rupees 3,10,389 crores. In 2025, those figures stand at rupees 12,47,1211 crores and rupees 23,48,980 crores respectively, a jump of over 600% and 800% under the two heads between the UPA years and the Modi government. In the same period, grants to states increased 6 times from rupees 1,45,557 crores in 2010 to rupees 9,69,391 crores this year. The fact is that under the Modi government, the finance commissions have devolved more funds to the states than under the Congress-ruled UPA years. This brings me back to where we began. MK Stalin and the DMK. Remember, this is the same party whose cadres would burn copies of the Constitution of India in the 1960s. From Periyar to Udayanidhi, its leaders have made abuse of Hinduism, the majority religion of India, into a cottage industry. And yet, within the same constitutional framework, Karunanidhi became Chief Minister 5 times of Tamil Nadu. Karunanidhi was Chief Minister when the Congress-led government signed the Kachathivu Agreement with Sri Lanka. And Stalin has got back-to-back 2 terms at the helm. The conclusion is that the constitution is working just fine, what said all. And like the 1960s, the organic document would co-opt the centrifugal forces and keep the nation united. That's what matters in the ultimate analysis. Moving on.
You are the light of Pakistan, which shines onto many countries of the globe. And the way that you are contributing for your country in the form of the remittances, investments through multiple channels, that show that how much of love that you have for your country. हमारे beloved जो overseas हैं, because आप एक different तहजीब में रहते हैं. Don't you ever forget that you belong to a superior ideology, a superior culture.
This was General Asim Munir, the Chief of Pakistan Army, addressing an event in Islamabad. Did you hear? He said, "We are not Hindus, we are a superior race." The buffoonery of General Munir was aimed at propping up the sagging confidence of the Pakistani diaspora in their own country. They contribute a crucial $30 billion every year to keep Pakistan afloat as a nation. Just so that you understand the math, Pakistan has $15 billion of foreign reserves, of which $14 billion is rollover debt from friendly nations like Saudi Arabia and China, and of course the IMF dole. Of its own, it has barely $1 billion of foreign reserves, which means technically, if either the foreign remittances of overseas Pakistanis stop or the friendly nations refuse to roll over the debt, Pakistan would be a bankrupt country tomorrow, like tomorrow. It is in this backdrop that the Pak Army Chief indulged in that boast and India baiting. What hit headlines in India was his rant on Kashmir. The MEA gave a measured response that Kashmir cannot be jugular's vein of Pakistan as it's a foreign territory for them. Jammu and Kashmir, of course, being an integral part of India. Munir chest-thumped on Baluchistan, claiming whatever little terrorism was left in his country would be finished soon. That if the 1.3 million strong Indian army couldn't intimidate them, what were these Baluchi terrorists, all of just 1,500, as per Munir? It almost seemed like Munir was giving a pep talk to the demoralized soldiers of the Quetta Corps, more than those non-resident Pakistanis in front of him. For all we know, Munir is facing internal dissent after that global headline-grabbing train hijack in Baluchistan. And his braggadocio was perhaps aimed at shoring up support against the scheming Rawalpindi generals under him. But my concern is different. Listen to him again.
पाकिस्तान की कहानी अपने बच्चों को जो है आपने जरूर सुनानी है, ताकि वो पाकिस्तान की कहानी ना भूलें. Well, our forefathers, they thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life. Our religion is different, our customs are different, our traditions are different, our thoughts are different, our ambitions are different. That was the foundation of the two-nation theory that was laid there. That we are two nations, we are not one nation. So because of that, our forefathers, they struggled, mounted that incessant struggle to create this country. Our forefathers, they have sacrificed immensely, and we have sacrificed a lot for the creation of this country.
Asim Munir told the Pakistanis that they are a superior ideology, a superior culture, different from the Hindus, by which he obviously meant that Hindus are inferior. That Asim Munir's religion, Islam, formed the basis of the two-nation theory, which was propounded by the founders of Pakistan to tear India apart and carve out the Muslim Pakistan. He even named one, Allama Iqbal, whose patriotic song Sare Jahan Se Acha, Hindustan Hamara, we still sing. But not many know that the same Iqbal wrote Tarana-e-Milli, the song for the Qawm, in which he extolled the virtues of the global Muslim Brotherhood to the exclusion of other religions, other ideas, or other philosophies on life. The same Iqbal became one of the key ideologues of the separatist idea that culminated with the birth of Pakistan, though of course much after his death. The transition of Iqbal from the author of Tarana-e-Hind to Tarana-e-Milli is also the story of an ideology that began with bruising and harming a civilization like India, and then becoming the migraine of the world, which General Munir's boast represents. Munir said that the story of Pakistan should be told to children of Pakistan of coming generations also. The only country born out of Kalma or the Quran. Guess what? Even Saudi Arabia is not born out of the Kalma. What story of Pakistan Munir wants the Pakistani children of future to be told about? I have one, and I am connecting the dots here. This week, the United States extradited Tahawur Hussain Rana, wanted for his role in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, to India. Rana is in NIA custody and would face justice at the hands of Indian courts. A former Pakistani army officer, Rana was made a Canadian citizen just so that the Pakistani deep state could have an asset with deniability in foreign shores. His conviction by an American court in a terror conspiracy case to target the Danish newspaper Jyllands-Posten in the aftermath of the Prophet cartoons controversy should be proof enough that Rana is a hardened extremist and not a babe out of the woods. Rana represents that ideology of which Munir was talking about. Rana represents that superior culture. Rana represents that best of the idea of Pakistan which germinated in the poetry of rabid Allama Iqbal. Munir also said that those in front of him were the best Pakistani exports to the world. Had Tahawur Hussain Rana not been caught, first in the web of his deep deeds and then by security agencies, he would have occupied a seat of honor in that Jinnah Convention Center Hall in Islamabad this week perhaps. Like Rana, the Pakistan Munir was talking about has exported terrorism of a dozen Islamist organizations now proscribed globally, and not all of them targeting India. Osama bin Laden was not the only global terrorist found inside Pakistan. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Ramzi bin al-Shibi, Abu Zubaydah, Abu Laith al-Libi, and Sheikh Saeed Masri were other high-value Al-Qaeda terrorists, all captured or killed inside Pakistan. Just 2 days back, Zalmay Khalilzad, America's former interlocutor on the Afghan peace process and a Muslim himself, confirmed that Pakistan's latest export to Afghanistan was ISIS, the Islamic State in the Khorasan province. I did some digging and found this article by a Taliban spokesperson, Ehsanullah Ehsan. He's directly accusing Pakistan of cutting a deal with ISIS and to turn them into a weapon against a Muslim Afghanistan. Kabul is presently ruled by Taliban, themselves birthed by Pakistan in their restive Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Only that they have fallen afoul now. So Pakistan brings out another terror group against them. Remember, when the Americans were leaving Afghanistan in that botched up operation on August 15, 2021, a suicide bomb exploded at the Kabul airport, killing 13 American soldiers, among others. This month, Pakistan handed over the mastermind of that attack, Muhammad Sharifullah, an ISIS operative, to the United States. The clever by half Pakistani generals thought they would buy peace with Trump, but exposed in the bargain the fact of hiding an American fugitive of law for the past 3 years. This confirms what Ehsanullah Ehsan was talking about when he said that the Pakistani deep state made an agreement with the Islamic State and has turned it into a weapon. Any guesses why the Islamic State does not have a Pakistan chapter, even as it has one for Afghanistan, India, and Bangladesh each? Because Pakistan is the safe haven for them in this geography. Muslims around the world, if they listen to General Munir brag about Kalma and its links with Pakistan, would have squirmed in their chairs at the connection. Look at what Pakistan has made of that connection with Kalma. I'm reading just a list of proscribed terror organizations based out of Pakistan and active as we speak. Jaish-e-Mohammed, the Army of Muhammad. Lashkar-e-Taiba, Army of the Good. Sipah-e-Sahaba, Army of the Prophet's Companions. Jaish al-Adl, or the Army of Justice. Al-Badr, literally the full moon, or more likely the people of the Battle of Badr. These are stakeholders in chaos, in cahoots with the Pakistani deep state that Munir represents. Not for nothing that biggest terrorist strikes on Indian soil from Pakistan have happened whenever we have thought of peace. Vajpayee's Lahore bus ride was responded to with Kargil war. When India picked the threads again, Parliament attack happened. The Mumbai terror attack was in the backdrop of some intense back-channel dialogue happening between the Manmohan Singh government and that of Yusuf Raza Gilani. In the recent past, the Uri attack and subsequent surgical strike by India put paid to the peace process between Prime Minister Modi and Nawaz Sharif of Pakistan. General Munir was taking moral high ground with his rabid Islamism, panning Hinduism only for theater. In reality, Munir heads a jihad factory, a jihadi hedge fund that heavily invests in war and conflict, not just with India, but with its entire neighborhood, Hindu or not. We, of course, have to remain eternally on our guard against this terror factory in our neighborhood. If two-nation theory delivered Pakistan, remember, it was delivered against Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Nehru's India, not of Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. This itself should call the farce of the two-nation theory enthusiasts, whether that or even this side of the Red Cliff border. Thanks for watching.